time you see me in uniform.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. If you love men in uniform, I've got two for you today. One is my friend Willie Walls, and the other is the great Swame Odell Blocker. What's going on, guys? How are you?
We're doing fine, Doc. We're ready to rock and roll.
All right, let's get it started. Talk some football. I got to kick it off with a couple of games. There's like three games that are highlights for me, guys. The first one, Dolphins and Lions. Fantasy goodness abound here, Willie. Who do you like in this game, if anybody?
Tyreek Hill and Waddle, people that you like. Moser, most likely, I don't mind going Moser and Tyreek Hill, in the same lineup with Tua. But also, I'm going to be playing without Tua because we got this little cheap quarterback that I'm going to have in plenty of my lineups that we will talk about a little bit later. But anyway, I definitely like them coming back. I think Swift is very interesting. This will be like a Swift type of spot if you want to come back with Swift, or think of Reynolds. But really, I'm more interested in I'm really more interested in the Miami side. Now I will say this: I'm gonna have a lineup or two with Golf because Golf he's a different guy. At home, average 26 points a game. On the road, he's ass. Average 9 points a game. So he is what you call a home. He has a big home road. It used to be like Ben Roethlisberger used to be the same way from the home and at home and playing on the road.
So, I agree with Willie. I think Goff at home is sneaky. I think a Lions stack is sneaky. Who do you like in this game?
I think a Lions stack could be sneaky. I think if Mr. Goff shows up at home, I would be interested in St. Brown if he's go, and probably TJ and Mr. Swift. And you know my rule, Doc, when you like everybody on the offense, you gotta like the quarterback. And so for that reason, I think he's definitely a play. You can't tell me anybody on there you don't like. Walls mentioned Reynolds. Again, if St. Brown isn't a go, but if he's a go, I think it's St. Brown, Hawkinson, Swift, which means that Mr. Goff. On the other side, I don't think you can go wrong there either. You like Mostert, you like Waddle, you love Hill. Gesicki could probably be a man of interest. So I think Mr. Tua is in play. This game seems like if this game does what it's supposed to do, this game will be the game that you have to have, a couple of guys in every lineup.
I couldn't agree with you more. My question is this. The last optimizer that I looked at has Tua close to 20% owned, but Goff only about 4% owned. Can I get the same pieces in a full game stack here, guys? If I get the Swifts and I get the Tyreeks and I get the Mostert, maybe I put them all in, but I do it with Goff instead of Tua, or is that just too risky, Willie?
No, it's not. I think really, to be honest with you, you need to game stack this both ways. Using both quarterbacks. You just if you got like a 20, that 20 max entry for DraftKings, I would dedicate like 3 or 4 lineups where you just game stack. Then do your other games where you do differently. Because I also think that there are other games that have a little interesting pieces too. But this game definitely is the game that most people are going to be on. So I think it's going to be imperative that you make sure you stack the rest of your lineup, accordingly. So it's not going to be too chalky. This is going to be the chalky game right here.
All right, Swami, what about the Cardinals and Vikings here? Kirk Cousins always plays better at home. The Cardinals, a lot of people like Kyler this week. You've got Hopkins, you've got Eno Benjamin, James Conner ruled out. You've got Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Irv Smith. A lot of men of interest in this game to you, Swami. Where are you going in this game? Are you using it at all?
Doc, when the week started, I felt really, really good about this game. As the week went on, I started getting a little bit of heartburn, just a little bit, because both of these offenses, it's some highs and some lows with these two offenses. So I don't know if we went the high, or is this going to be that loady low. and I'm not quite sure right now as we're speaking, but I just think that, Hopkins, I think he's still going to be commanding those targets. I think that, Ertz will probably still get about the same amount of targets, but then everybody else becomes a little bit more unclear, right? With Hopkins back, the offense kind of shifted. It looks like Connor isn't going to go again, so we're not really sure what's going on there. But I do have a lot of interest in Murray. And then on the other side, is what is Mr. Cousins going to show up, or is it that cousin that you don't like? The one that eats all the food at the cookout and take 2 plates home. That cousin. I don't know what cousin's going to show up, Walls. I just hope it's Mr. Cousins. And then for me, that puts Jefferson in play. I like Smith a lot. I respect Mr. Thielen. It puts that entire offense in play. But is Mr. Cousins going to show up? We don't know, Willie. Do you know? I don't know.
I disagree. I'm not going to have one lineup with Kirk Cousins because the reason being is the Arizona blitz. They blitz 38% of the time, and he does not handle the blitz well. So, excuse me, this Arizona defense to me is a little better than what people are giving them credit for. And listen, I got too many other quarterbacks that I like, so I have to take a chance on your cookout eating bastard cousin that is eating all the food, in the cookout. No, I'm not going to be playing him. Man, no. I can't play Kirk Cousins, but I do like Murray. Murray is the guy that I do have a little interest in on the other side. No Kirk Cousins for me. If I'm playing somebody on the other side, it would be Murray. No Ertz for me either, because Ertz, when the Hogster is back, he hogs up every damn thing, and I can't play Ertz anymore. Ertz is not a play anymore because you got the hog man back again. So
here's what I can guarantee. I can guarantee you the following: the Vikings defense is going to be bad because they're always bad. Even if they get out to a lead in the first half, against the Bears had a good second half. So I know that Kyler will put up numbers. I can't tell you that Kirk Cousins will put up numbers. One, if they get out to a lead, they stop using him in the second half. And B, if the Cardinals defense plays well, he doesn't do well. So I feel like if I'm going to play this game, I've got to play it with more Murray and Hopkins with some Vikings pieces versus Cousins and Jefferson with some Cardinal pieces.
And they're too expensive. Too expensive for what, you got better values elsewhere. That's why I cannot play Mr. Cousins, even though I do got to play that bastard in season long. But anyway, I'm not playing him in DFS.
I've got a super sneaky game, guys. You may not like it, but I like it. The Raiders and Saints. Okay? The Saints are going home. Andy Dalton put up 340 yards last week. The Raiders played well, but there's a lot of injuries for the Saints right now. They only really have 2 healthy players and maybe a third. Kamara, Olave, and Taysom Hill. Why can't I stack Dalton with Kamara and Olave and bring it back with Devontae or bring it back with Josh Jacobs? Swame, can you get behind this game at all?
Absolutely. I can absolutely get behind. I know I talk with Walls, and he still is on the fence with Mr. Dalton. And again, rightfully so, right? It's not like we got a huge sample size, and he has been known to be a little bit of a stinker from time to time. But I think he's in a good spot. I think what I saw on film last week, and the Saints, I think they're right there as far as being able to have some big plays and compete. And so I'm interested in what they're doing. They're competing right now, and I think that he gives them the best chance right now to score some points. And on the other side, I'll take Mr. Adams, especially if he's healthy. I don't like that little Hildress, that little bug he's fighting off. But you can give me him all day long. I don't think this is the week for Mr. Jacobs, even though Mr. Jacobs has been doing very well for me over the last 3 weeks. I just don't know if this is the week for him. It might be. It feels like it's an Adams week.
What about you, Willie? Can you get behind this game?
You know what? This is the reason why I don't like I don't like the quarterback for the Saints this week. I know he's been playing great. Dalton's been playing great. I see it, but I got a feeling that Taysom Hill might sneak something on this guy this week. And the guy that I really I'm starting to get in on is Kamara. He's due. This is one of our 19-month pregnant people that we got to start looking at now. This bastard has not scored. And when he score, if he gets 2 touchdowns and he's getting the touches that he's getting, he could give you a 40 burger. You understand what I'm saying? And lower ownership. So I think for one of the first times, I'm like, man, I'm looking at it, I say, damn, this Kamara might be the week that Kamara gets those touches. That's why I'm not on Dalton, but I do like Olave. Olave. Give me the 14 targets. I'll take it anytime. 19, 16, 21, 22. Olave. Oh.
He may be my favorite rookie. I mean, honestly, this guy's gold. And no Michael Thomas means hello, Mr. Olave. Right? We're going to get some breadsticks at the Olave garden there, Swami. Tell me, can I win a tournament? Do I need to stack it with Dalton, or can I use our friend from Indianapolis with Kamara and Olave?
Let me tell you, Doc, although I like our friend as a flyer, right? We can take a shot on him for sure. So please forgive me out there, Friday Night Lights fans. I'm about to talk out the other side of my neck. I know that's reserved for Willie Walls, but I'm about to. Why I am interested in him. It is reason to be concerned. The film on him says a lot. It doesn't say tournament necessarily. It says that he has a shot, but that shot includes him scrambling and likely running in a touchdown or two than it does him actually throwing the ball. And then when you get down there around the goal line, right, that's Taylor time. It also could be Mr. Hines. A lot of folks can be involved in the red zone where it's likely for him to score points. Now, if I'm just totally wrong and he comes in and lights it up, we still got to have a piece of him. I just feel a little bit of what I'm going to call reservation, Doc, for him right now, especially when we got other folks who are a little bit more proven that we can go do for this a little bit more. But at 4,000, hold on, at 4,000 on DK, he's the price of a cup of coffee. You gotta play him. So, all right, I'll throw it over the fist to that joker.
Got it. I'm gonna tell you why you need to play him. He would be my highest owned quarterback. This is the reason why. In the preseason, 5 quarters of play, threw for over 200, almost 90 yards. You know, had 2 touchdowns, and he ran 6 times for 71 yards. That's big. And
a touchdown.
Commanders. Now listen, this will be the one time where you could play this rascal and the Commanders defense. You know, I don't mind that because he could throw a pick 6. You know what I mean? But he'll get the ball back again and then go. He's $4,000. He's $4,000. Listen, the dude can get you 16 to 20 points, and if you hit the other targets that he's going to allow you to get, you could take down a tournament with this dude, man. Right? I'm just telling you, $4,000. Yes. Plus, he's got upside, and anybody that could run that rock, and you know, and if he runs for 60 or 70 yards, that's a touchdown right there, a touchdown and a half right there. If he runs for 60, he playing the Commanders, and I bet you bet $1 with that Commanders secondary is horrible. You know, I think this guy is in play, and I don't think you need. I think for the first time you could play him butt naked. You don't need
I got some stuff here for you, Willie. In Texas, he broke a school record for the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 16 when he was in the second year. He has 27 wins, 4th most in school history. By the time he graduated, he had the 2nd most passing yards in school history. And that's at UT, which is a pretty darn good team. Now, we've not seen this guy, but this is a good college quarterback. Now, I'm going to throw something else out here, and I think this actually helps Jonathan Taylor, who nobody is talking about this week. Cole Holcomb is out for the Commanders. Do you know how many tackles that dude has each week? 12 or more. So you're talking about the middle linebacker, the guy who's making all the key tackles, is out. So I think the Colts are in this week.
I want to say this about his college numbers. And again, all respect to Mr. Sam. What I saw on film was a lot of yak. It wasn't him letting it go and hitting jokers in stride down the field at 30 and 40-yard dimes. It was these big receivers catching short throws, intermediate throws, and then going to the house. Stiff arm, showing speed up the sideline. Cut on the film, guys. Everybody out there, I encourage you to watch film. It tells the story.
But you need to watch the preseason. And this guy can play.
He looked decent in those 5 games. Yeah.
It's not a reason.
Let me ask you a question. Can he throw for 160 yards?
Yes. I think he can throw for 160 yards.
That's 8 points. Can he get one passing touchdown?
I think, yes.
So that's 12. Can he run for 40 yards?
You can run for more than 40, yes.
That's 16.
And if he gets a touchdown.
16 points. Forget the touchdown. Forget the rushing touchdown. What I just gave you there was 16 points. That's 4x on 160 yards passing, 40 rushing, and 1 passing touchdown. What if he got you 240 yards passing, the same passing touchdown, that's 12 and 16, the same 40 yards, which is 20, and if Willie's right and he runs one in, that's 26. This guy goes from 14 to 26 points real quick.
And if you'll be in the top him,
you'll be in the top 50 in whatever tournament you in. Because if you got him in there, I can imagine what that lineup looks like. You got some studs going.
You see where I'm going with that, guys? Like his floor is 14 points, but the ceiling is 26. It's like Justin Fields.
Nah, I told you to come to me. You don't have to explain it to me. Explain it to two next right there.
I told you I did the walls.
I heard of 2 Chainz, but you 2 next. You are 2 next.
All right. Do I have to have Derrick Henry in my lineup to win this week? Swami, I need to have Derrick Henry?
I like him a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be the 30 carries, Doc. That's so many touches. He got so many opportunities to pay off for you. And if he get in the end zone, you're not gonna make that up. If he goes for that 35 or 40 this week, it's over. It's literally over.
Is it over though if he gets me 30, but Kenneth Walker gets me 20? Or Tony Pollard gets me 20, because Tony Pollard is going to cost me 61. Kenneth Walker is going to cost me 65, and I got to pay out over 2 G's more for 10 points. And that's with Henry giving me the big 3-0. He gives me the big 3-0. Was that worth $2,000?
See, what Pollard, and me and Walls talked about this, Pollard is almost a lock button, right? Almost. So when it's a lock, I don't know if we need to make comparisons with lock. He's already got his spot on the roster. He's already got his spot on the roster. So let's talk about some of these other guys, because we talked about Mr. Walker too. And right now, Walls doesn't know. He think it may be fool's gold. They're showing the New York Football Giants is pretty stout against the run. Some places they even ranked 1. Typically, I'm not playing a running back against the number 1 team against defending the run myself. Again, do I like him? Do I think he's in a great spot? Sure. Doc, I'll keep telling you.
You guys are very wrong. The Giants have let up the 4th most yards rushing.
That's
the 4th. Yes. People have averaged 5 yards a carry against them. They are not good. Kenneth Walker is going to run amok.
I always bring receipts. Is this clear? That bottom, right? You'll see all the running backs, right? Shaquan there at the top, at the bottom, and the defense in the red. That's the Giants.
What is that site?
I don't know about sites. Yeah, I don't know about sites. No. I don't worry about sites. Now that's not a site. That's just looking at what they did the last few games.
That's incorrect, though.
I'm telling you, the Giants have let up the 4th most rushing yards this year. Now, they've only let up 3 rushing touchdowns. That's true.
Now,
I saw ETM last week.
Right. You're talking about ETN, right? The week before that, somebody will say, "Oh, well, we saw what the Ravens were able to do," and I would tell you, not much. And the week before that, you say, we saw what Green Bay was able to
Kendrick
do.
Drake had a career game.
We'll say not much.
Drake
We'll
had a
say
career game against them.
Wait, Drake ran for 119 yards and a touchdown against them.
yes,
What are you talking
Drake,
about?
and so did
And the
ETN.
Packers, Aaron Jones and Dillon combined for 100 yards between them.
Oh, if you combining them, then yeah, the metrics going to be off. If you're combining all the backs.
And the Bears, Khalil Herbert and Justin Fields and Tristan Ebner ran against them. People run against the Giants.
But you're adding them all to be one guy. Now, if we do the same thing here,
There's
then you
only
got to
one
add
guy
three.
Seattle only has one guy, Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
this
number
metrics,
one.
This metrics is good every week.
Number one, they have given up the
It's the-
fourth most rushing yards.
You're talking about combining 3 and 4
But that's
guys.
what we go by.
We go by one guy. No, Doc, I don't. Let me tell you what I go off of. If it's the number 1 wide receiver, I go against who he's going against. Number 2, who he's going against, not against the entire defense.
No, but the Packers gave 13 carries to Jones and 6 to Dillon. That's 19 carries for 100 yards.
Yeah,
they won.
That's 2 guys getting 100 yards, not one guy.
But you got to look at the yards per carry. They're giving up yards per
Giants
carry.
are giving up over 5 yards per carry, Swami.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay.
Honestly, yards per carry. Wait, I'll give it to you here. The Giants are the second worst. The Chargers are the most at over 6 yards per carry. Even the Texans are at 5.28. The Giants are at 5.74.
But when you're adding up, we're just looking at the same thing wrong. You guys are adding up the entire backfield. I'm not. It's one guy. I know
what you're saying. Yeah. I'm saying, though, that Kenneth Walker and Pollard are must starts. Must.
Okay. I'm gonna trust the metrics again, and I'm gonna say Pollard is, and I don't think so on Walker. And we'll see next week. We've been here before, where it's been separate sides of the fence.
But all I'm saying is,
wait,
let me go back to my bigger question. Can we agree, Willie, that Walker should get 20 points?
Listen, Walker's in play for me.
No, you're missing my question. If Walker could get 20, if Henry gets 30, is 10 points worth $2,000, Willie?
No, I mean, I think
no. It's the short answer.
Thank you.
You got to give him a short answer first. No, 10 points isn't
no. But I'll say this. I mean, and there's another guy on the other side that I'm going to have a stack or two where I will have Barkley and Walker playing together.
Sure.
And then throwing in Robinson as a receiver, or you could throw in Goodwin. You know what I mean? So I think
correlate 2 running backs.
Two running backs.
I like that move, Willie. I like that.
I mean, 2 running backs can eat on this slate. I mean, listen, they can eat on this slate, man. These 2.
Willie, what about Slayton? Why not Slayton?
Robinson is starting. If you notice, his snaps are starting to increase every week. And if I'm going to play a receiver from them, it's going to be Robinson, or it could be that tight end. It could be that tight end for.
Now you talking the tight end. They're horrible. They're horrible against the tight end.
So the guy that used to play for Tampa Bay, I believe, I forgot the guy's name, but at 2,500, he's definitely in play.
Myrick?
Yes.
Oh no, I thought Hudson.
That's who it is. No. It's gonna be Myrick, and I think what Everett, Ertz, Troutman, Hockenson, Pitts, everybody's had a day against him, so he might not, get as many targets as those guys, or even Bellinger, but he's in a decent spot based on the matchup.
Chris Myrick, because the Seahawks are dreadful.
Yeah, right. Well, then if it's Myrick starting, give me Myrick, because I just think he's worth a shot in the tournament.
And none of the receivers
are. Willie?
Huh?
Tanner Hudson? Were you thinking that guy Tanner
Hudson?
Hudson?
I thought he was so sorry. So I didn't know it was going to be Myrick.
Yeah, Tanner Hudson played for
Tampa Bay. And I know he could play. I've seen him play, so he could play. So,
all right. I asked you guys these questions. So let me Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about the Eagles. Do we like a big fat Eagles stack with Hurts and AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, Swami?
Yes, because and the reason why I don't like it because of the price. I don't like it because I think it's going to be, the game won't be competitive. We won't get as much back and forth. But I like it because the Eagles are playing well. I like it because that offense is playing well, and I think that they're going to be able to score points. I just don't know if it's going to be enough back and forth. And typically when them games don't, I just get concerned that later in the game in the fourth quarter, when you're really racking up those fantasy points and it's pushing you to get those, 30-point type games, that they won't get there. They just blow these guys out, get out of there easy win. I don't like it.
Willie, you in on Hurts and the
No,
Eagles?
I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because I'm not. Is the fact that I call them first half mongers. They dominate the first half, then they take their foot off the pedal. They don't go for the kill. And when I'm paying those type of rates and prices, I'm going to need the full tilt for the whole game. And so if you go with somebody like a Tua or you go with somebody like that, then you got a close competitive game that's going to be back and forth, giving you, the stuff that you need. So I agree. Season long, hell yeah, you playing Hurts. But in this, it's just a fade for me because I don't think the game's going to be competitive enough for me. And I don't like the way they play in the second half compared to the first half.
Right. Okay. Agreed. All right. Swami, I got a crisp $100 bill with your name on it. Who is the stack?
It's all about the Benjamins, Doc. My stack this week, believe it or not, I'm really leaning towards. I'm gonna do walls right here. I'm really leaning towards Kamara, Olave, and Dalton. I'm really leaning that way. I'm really, really, really leaning that way.
You said Kamara, Olave, and who?
And Dalton.
Yeah.
Andy.
And are you bringing back Adams?
Yes, and bringing.
Or are you bringing back Hunter Renfrow, who's healthy?
No Hunter Renfrow for me. Not enough upside. You're gonna need big numbers, especially if I'm going with the Andy Dalton side. So I'm playing for this thing to shoot out, right? I can't play for 7 balls underneath and 70 yards. You looking for that big game, 14 targets, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and that's Adams for me.
I like it. All right, Willie, who's your stack for $100?
For me, Tua Mozart and there's Tua Mozart and Hill. I don't need to bring it back because I got some other stuff in other areas. I mean, I love that stack. And let me give you something. I'm just gonna tell you before you even tell me. My balls to the wall caller. 2 guys we ain't even talk about.
Jump the balls to the walls.
Yes.
Do what you want.
He's jumping balls.
Just do what you want to do.
Terrence Marshall for the Panthers. I like him, and I like Jefferson for the Rams.
Okay, so let's break down Terrace Marshall for a second. DJ Walker played real well last week. The Atlanta secondary is disgusting. They're all hurt.
Yes.
Why would it be Marshall and not DJ Moore? I mean, isn't DJ Moore going to get 2-1 in terms of targets there?
See,
3-1.
See, but what I'm saying though is, I said balls to the walls. They want to get Marshall more involved. He dropped a big gainer last week that would have put him on the radar. Okay. This dude, I think, could get 6 or 7 targets. He get a touchdown, and he's only $3,500. Okay,
but
so
after
that's why.
Moore,
After
Moore,
no.
Who's playing?
Listen. I could.
Is it Smith? Is it Chenault? Is it Marshall? Is it Trimble?
More. Excuse me, sir. Anybody can say him, right? You say balls to the wall. You say more. Oh, he had 17 points last week, right? That's what I'm talking about, side of the neck. I see 2 necks.
We're not saying more. We're just saying why.
Give you another one.
Okay.
Jefferson for LA. I like Jefferson this week. He's $3,000. He's got that IR tag, and he's coming back this week. And what's his name? Stafford misses that guy. That's the deep guy. And look at San Francisco secondary is in a raid. They've been getting beat down the last couple of weeks. They got a lot of injuries. I think he's in play this week. Those are my 2 balls to the walls call.
All right, Swami says what? Give me your guys because I got 2 ready to come.
Swami says don't play neither one of them 2 plays. That's the first thing. Let me just get that out the way. Jefferson, are you kidding me? I'd play George Jefferson first. We're moving on down. We won't know if that's going to be in the game. No way. Anyway, how about Mr. McLeod this week? You got Debo out. They're likely going to be there.
Jennings has a bad hamstring.
Absolutely. Why not there, Walls? Why take that long, deep, dark shot?
Because you know why? You know why I take that? because the Rams could get beat. I mean, the 49ers get beat deep, and he has a great rapport with Stafford. You don't remember. He should be $4,500.
Yeah, he should be. He should be, and he's 3,000. He should be at least
$3,000.
Right.
He should be $4,500. He's 3,000. And you see that they took shots with this other dude for long passes. This Jefferson kid can play, and he's healthy.
4 games against them, and he was healthy in these 4. 1 fantasy point, 2 fantasy point, 5 fantasy point in his top game.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, sir.
How was their secondary back then, San Francisco's? Let me ask you that question.
They were better.
How are they
the
now?
short answer.
How are they now?
They're struggling.
Okay. So that's why, sir.
I gave you the honest answer.
You got to look at it. It's not the same.
Okay.
It's not the same thing. How were the Saints secondary last year, sir?
They were much better than they are right now.
Okay. How are they this year?
Can I give one more?
Okay, so that's why I look at that. So you got to look at. We don't look at what they did last year. Hey, Swame, what are we doing? We're projecting forward. That's what I'm doing, sir. So you going on last year's.
All right, Swame, who's your guy? Who's your guy?
Swame says.
Jefferson is going to do something in this game. Take that. I got that. Take that.
Swame says Drake London.
Ooh. No.
Take that.
Ass. They throw 6 times.
We're projecting forward.
And you want to play Drake London? They stink. They stink passing.
Drake London will have more than Jefferson. Drake London will have more than Jefferson. Swami said that.
He costs more.
Is that a bet? Is that a bet?
Yeah, that's a 25-cent bag of chips bet. And one more thing, Doc. I said earlier, Willie. I said that I think the key is going to be your ability to pay up this week at wide receiver. And I just want to expound on that really quickly before we get out of here. And the reason why is because I feel like it's more of a gap there this week. Doc has already pointed out that he feel like he likes a couple of guys that you can go down to. I'm not huge on Walker, but again, the way he's been playing, I'm not mad at it either. But I think the difference is you can probably find some guys that's going to give you maybe 20, 22 points and maybe not 30 at running back, but I don't think it's there that week at receiver. And that's why I'm saying I still think folks need to look at playing those studs at receiver this week and figuring it out at running back in those other positions.
There's one receiver, one cheap receiver that you can play this week. Only one. I'm telling you the guy right now. His name is Chris Moore. And here's why you're going to play Chris Moore. You're going to play for one of 2 reasons. 1, Nico Collins is not playing. 2, there's a chance Brandon Cooks is not playing. Why? Because they don't want him to get hurt in case they want to trade him by Tuesday. Even if Brandon Cooks plays, Chris Moore's $3,400, and the Titans secondary is absolute garbage. So if you're digging deep and you need somebody super cheap, that is my guy this week. He breaks at least double digits in terms of fantasy points.
I like it.
Not bad.
I like it. I don't like his quarterback, but I like the thing.
I hate his quarterback. I know, but I like the player. All right, it's time now to put away these insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. For Willie Walls and the Great Swami, be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.